It is. This thing is on.
Oh, amazing. I forgot we can't see them. Okay.
Well, we can. You should. Do you see the chat at all with
I
this,
do
or is
see
the?
the chat. Yeah.
Okay, you get the chat too. That's
Totally
great.
see the chat.
I mean, nobody's chatting yet because
Oh, damn. Like there
apparently
was 0 and then there was 51.
I know they show up like that. It just go. All of a sudden, there's people
Rest up,
everywhere.
Barry. We're at Rest Up, Barry. Just enjoy the music. I feel like we walked in on somebody's conversation.
YouTubers first. We did, I think. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody's here. And then
Yay!
it
Look at this.
proliferates.
Oh.
Yay. All
Hey,
right.
Richard. Come on. I'm so happy to be here. I can't even stand it. Colleen Cook. Look at this. Oh, man, that's overwhelming. Phil
I
Hamilton.
know. It's
Kara
crazy.
Mason.
Elsa, I gotta get my, where are my
Rebecca.
glasses?
Diana. 2 Dianas. Oh, no, just one. Kevin.
I have no
Barb.
glasses, damn it.
Good night, Glenn. There's almost 200 people popping in here. Good evening.
Isn't that crazy? It's a
Hey,
Friday.
Richard. Wow.
Well,
Hello from Hocking Hills.
ain't we lucky? God, I hate
Oh,
it when
shit.
hills hawk.
I know.
It's just-
I'm like, is that a code for COVID? Is that a code for
It
COVID?
might be.
They're hawking their
It might
lungs
be.
out over there.
It
Hocking
might
Hills.
be. How have you been?
Dude, I've been good. I've been really good. You know, just plugging along over here.
Yeah. I've been doing so much time on the phone recently. I've been calling all these old friends and having like these long, like people I haven't talked to in years and just having like really long kind of catch up, awesome sessions
You're feeling good about that.
it's been cool.
nice,
It's
right?
like I feel like it's in preparation for meeting people in person again.
I feel you. It is nice to actually not just like send voice notes and be texting people. It's nice to actually connect. It is a good thing.
And there's a cool thing like with musicians. I remember reading somewhere once somebody was talking about um, that you can have this graph of for any relationship of intimacy and then intensity. And you can have like high intensity, low intimacy, right? Where it's like you work side by side somebody every day. You're not really friends. You don't hang out in other contexts. You don't share your secrets, but like,
But you're sharing like an intimate space.
yeah, it's deeply involved. So you have high intensity, like constant thing. And then you can have intimacy, like what you talk about, how much you confide, how emotional you're willing to get. And I feel like and intensity also is kind of how much you owe each other on this day-to-day way and musicians have these. I feel like it's kind of high intimacy low intensity relationships where it's like maybe it'll be high intensity for a month, like you go and you live together on the road and you drive all day in a car and you share a hotel room and you play shows together and you like do everything together, and then you don't see each other for 2 years,
Right.
but everything about them, and then you kind of come back and you pick it up again and you start back at this super deep level. Like
It's like nothing has changed, sort of like you just pick up where you left off, kind of.
yeah, so I got all these friends who like they know all my shit. Like
Yeah.
we're deep. We're in
Yeah.
we're in the thick of it, except we never see each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's trippy. And like of any job, like there's so many people that anybody I've gone on tour with, written with, gone deep. Like you go to these places that it takes a lot of people who have in their regular friendships. I think the place you go to potentially when you write a song is like way more revealing than a lot of people get with most of their friends. And
That's true.
yeah.
That is
Anyway,
very true.
so just
You s-
been
You spend a lot of time thinking about this.
I spend a lot of time thinking about things.
I know. I love that about you.
I'm trying to think less about like, I mean, it was Chris Chadwick, is it? Nerdist Industries. He does the Nerdist podcast, and he was talking about like nerds and depression, and basically, if you have a mind that's kind of an idea factory, and it's always just like going that. If you don't have a really engrossing project to work on,
Yeah.
basically like that engine requires calories. It requires things to think about. And if there's nothing available that's interesting, you'll just
Gonna
eat
find
yourself.
something. Yeah, for sure.
And so
For sure.
your next thing is like, I'm a failure, everything. Ah! And
Well,
you
that's true. I used to, when I would go to Al-Anon. Oh, sorry, you're still talking. I lost you.
wait, I'm still here.
I lost you. Were you talking that whole time?
I stopped
Oh,
because you talked.
sorry. I thought you were talking and I couldn't hear you. Sorry. I was just going to say that when I was going to Al-Anon a lot, they used to say that going into your head alone is a bad neighborhood. It's like going into a bad neighborhood at night by yourself.
Hmm.
That's what it made me think of.
Yeah. Just that, like, yeah, the mind wants to think about something. And so if you don't give it something worthwhile to think about, it'll just go, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll go for the shitty stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the same. I mean, I struggle. You know that. We've talked about this at length. I've struggled with the same stuff.
yeah. I was trying earlier to act like I was frozen, like while you were talking. I just
It
went
worked
into it
because I was very confused. I just was trying to, play along and just go forward. I was like, why is he stopped and mine's not stopped? But I mean, I don't know anything about computers, so I just figured it was possible for that to happen.
We'll figure it out. Do you want to play a song?
I do. I really
Okay.
do.
People were sending me messages earlier saying like, yeah, Garrison will be there. That's awesome. You'll play 2 songs. You know, it's okay
Right.
by me.
They're already mad at me.
They're not mad. It's just like that's the truth of it.
That's the truth of it. All right. Well, here I am. By the way, my last name has 2 R's in it. Just to let you know. 2 R's in Garrison. 2 R's in Starr. This song is called The Devil.
Wait, did I not
No, it's not you.
put the
It's
star there?
That was in reply to somebody in the chat. Somebody said, "Who's
Okay.
the special guest tonight?" Somebody replied, "Garrison Starr with 1 R." Since it's my only name, I have to correct them and say it's actually 2 R's in Garrison, 2 R's in Starr. I'm working on self-care, Glenn. You know what I'm saying?
I love you.
I love you. This song's called The Devil in Me. I thought I'd built up my skin, but standing here I'm feeling paper thin. 'Cause you say one little thing and it goes caving in, caving in, caving in. Thought I was in the clear, but I can't silence the voices I hear when I face myself in the mirror. Ooh, I see the years, I see the years, and I lost my youth, hiding the devil in me, broken too, yeah, fighting the devil in me. And is that really all you see? Yeah, the devil in me. Hey, the devil in me. Words that can't be unsaid. All lessons I learned, and I thought I knew what they meant. And I made my heart twist and bend. All for nothing, nothing, nothing. I lost my youth, hiding the devil in me, broken too, yeah, fighting the devil in me. And is that really all you see? Ooh, yeah, the devil in me.
So
Hey,
good.
somebody's saying that my volume's not very loud on my end, and I wonder if that's something that I did wrong in the settings.
I don't know. You're up all the way in the setting. I'll turn you up. I can turn
A
you up a
couple
little more.
people have said I wasn't very loud, and I didn't know if maybe I had done
Is that
something
better?
wrong on my end. I don't know. It sounds fine to me. It sounds fine either way to me. But
You're a little on the low side. Do you have a way of turning up your gain a little bit?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
I turned you up on the thing,
Oh,
so that
thanks.
may be enough.
Let me see.
Is she
Hey,
better
hey,
now,
hey.
people?
Somebody let me know if it. Okay, it sounds great over here. Okay, cool. A couple people said I wasn't very loud, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't do something wrong. Okay, great.
God, if anything I've ever heard about you not being loud
Is not it, right?
that's so not it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Sound is
Garrison,
fine on Facebook. Awesome.
I just wish you'd speak up
I
every
know.
once in a while.
Some dude jumped on here and was like, "What the hell is this shit? Where's Glenn?" But then a bunch of people came to my rescue.
Aw.
They were like, "Chill out, Mike. Why don't you give it a second? Give it a
Glenn's
second,
backstage letting something awesome happen.
Mike. Yeah, give it a second, Mike.
Mike.
Mike."
Did you do any Folk Alliance shit this year?
Did I do any Folk Alliance? No. You know, I've not only done Folk Alliance like 2 times.
Oh.
You know.
It's fun.
I've not. I just feel like I don't know. I don't get invited to do a lot of that stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that in like a cry me a river kind of way, but
No, but
I don't.
nobody
Really,
gets invited. It's one of those things. I realized with all this stuff. I realized like, I was always like, nobody ever, I'm never gonna get a grant. Nobody even invited me to the grant. It's like, no, everybody thinks they're good enough to go there, and they do a big campaign to get themselves there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Nothing happens in any of that by accident.
Yeah,
or without.
I hear you. I just feel like I feel like it's just sometimes those I'm not the first person that people think of for that kind of stuff, and then I don't think about it, and then everybody's at Folk Alliance and I'm not there, and I'm like, oh dang, I should have like thought about that, because I know I hear that too, Glenn, but I don't know.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Wait,
What are my settings
can I hear
supposed
you?
to say? Are my
Just
settings
a second. Let me try to
supposed
fix
say
something.
echo
I can't hear
cancellation
you
and
all of a
noise
sudden.
suppression?
Are you talk again?
Hey, hello.
Hey, Restream is so messed up.
Really?
Sorry,
Can you not hear
you're.
me anymore?
I hear you again. Your voice just suddenly went to my speakers, and
Oh,
so I
that's
was
funny.
trying to clear
Echo,
that.
echo. That's
Yeah.
funny. It's spelled just like escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I appreciate what you just said. I know it's like, you have to kind of search some of those opportunities out. I'm not great at doing that a lot of times. Like I really want to do Kiamo, but for whatever reason.
Well, Kayamo is a different thing. Folk Alliance is like you go there, you pay your money, you do the thing. It's not like a gig, right? You go there for the experience. You go there to see people. You go there to, play your showcases, but also just to be in kind of that swim of artists and get to see your friends. And yeah, I mean, this year was online. So basically my version of it was,
In that room you're in right now?
StreamYard in my room, but it's like, hi, I'm Rick Ewan and Matt, and it's just like, which is fine. But yeah, those things like the convention-y things, they're a little different because it's more about getting in front of presenters,
right,
and kind of just seeing other artists, seeing all your friends that you only get to see because you're a touring musician, like every few years, like when you tour.
Yeah.
It's a convention or something, and so it's an interesting one. And I've not been good at the whole convention scene. Like Steve Poltz, like,
oh dude, he's all over the place.
well, he just took on like, he's one of those guys who's got like, I'm an artist, I write songs, and you got to go to Folk Alliance. All the people who book all the festivals are there. You just whip their asses by like being the most entertaining thing on earth, and then you get booked at all the festivals. And he just did, but he also said it was like a 5-year plan, and he just went there and worked it and worked it and worked it, and you meet the guy who runs Kerrville, and then you meet the Ryo Gun, you meet them the next year and the next year, and hang out a few times, let them see you a few times, and the next thing you know, you're playing Kerrville.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
and that it's just like it's a multi-year plan, and in the midst of it, it's not just you get the gig, but you make the friend,
Right.
and
And it's kind of that family is kind of always there for you kind of deal. Like
yeah.
yeah, it's just like you're kind of ingratiated into the scene.
And Keamo's a different. I kind of regret I was on Keamo and then I didn't get it. And Keamo, for the people watching, is that a Folk Alliance is a folk music festival that happens often in St. Louis, sometimes in Montreal. This year online, Keamo is a uh, really kind of awesome singer songwriter cruise. And last year, I just read, and and it's amazing. It's like everybody from Lyle Lovett and Sean Colvin, Richard Thompson, like it's incredible music, and it's on a cruise ship. And I always had slightly weird feelings about cruise ships, and then last year they finally had me back again after like a 4-year absence. And
Oh
that
wow.
week I'd read an article about like 1 million species are going extinct right now. Like it was, or there was something about like the current level of extinction. And in my mind, I was just like, cruise ships are the most like environmentally destructive. Like
Yeah.
they're unforgivable. They're really terrible.
Mm.
There's like no net benefit, and they're like, I couldn't morally be on a cruise ship. I
Really?
was just thinking,
So you
like,
came to the conclusion that like from a moral standpoint, this is just not something you can support.
yeah, which really sucks in every other way.
That's
Like,
pretty baller, Glenn.
I guess I also feel like there's some, I still go to Trader Joe's. I buy microplastic film all the time. Like I'm still
Yeah.
just destroying the world in so many ways. But there was something about like the loud obscenity of a cruise ship. And I love the experience of Kayama. I love being
Right.
around my friends. I love seeing all those musicians. I love playing for those audiences. Like it's so great. And it just coincided with this feeling like that I can't be on a cruise ship right now. Like we got 10 years, you know, 10 years to like pull this thing around, or human beings are extinct. And how can I espouse any care for the the planet's going to be fine. Like life finds a way. Planet's going to kill it. Like million years will be totally forgotten. But humanity, I love humanity, and I want humanity to survive. And like being on a cruise ship is like a bad bet.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
it doesn't correspond with your vision, it sounds like.
so I said no, damn it. And I didn't see
Oh,
my friends, and Sean and Sarah walking, and all these people I love were there. And it
oh
really bummed
man.
me out. But I was trying to take some kind of weird moral high ground.
Well, you
So
gotta do what you can. I support that.
yeah, I guess it's weird. It's like it's that it's that thing in The Good Place. Like, did you ever watch The Good Place?
You know, I didn't. I watched the first episode, and for some reason, I don't know. I tend to gravitate towards dark series.
Oh, it
I'll
gets
sit there,
dark.
I will binge watch Ray Donovan, and then I'll come out and be in the worst mood ever. And Renee will be like, okay. I'll be like, what's the matter with me? I'm so sad. She'll be like, let me just remind you that for 3 days straight, you've been watching Ray Donovan. So, enough said. You know, it's just like, oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But with The Good Place, and I'll just do a total spoiler for you. It's
Come
this thing
on.
of nobody's actually gone to heaven for 300 years because human life is too complex. And they
Where do
have
they
a point
go?
system that was worked way back when, but even if you buy the organic tomato, the exploitation of the workers and the transportation of it and the petrochemicals used to get it to you, like you can't do anything in the modern world that isn't evil. And so it's like hard to, which I kind of agree with. And so it's this weird question of like, how do you exist in the modern world and try to figure out like what your own, and you're not going to be perfect and you're going to be blind in certain ways, right? Once again, another thing from The Good Place is Chidi going like he's wondering how he got into hell, and it's like it was the almond milk. It's so I knew it was destroying the environment, but it's so
It's so good.
delicious.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that where you're trying to figure out like where can I be good? Where do I let myself go a little? And what's the actual impact of it? And you don't know. And once again, cruise ship to me was just too much. It's too obvious. It's too Vegas. This giant diesel burning petri dish, you know,
It
and
is a petri dish.
yeah. And so, but festival, like, God, I want to see all my friends in
I
one
know.
place. It's such a great thing to do.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
I do miss that as well. I miss being in
yeah.
a big festival environment.
Should I play a song about being sad and sequestered?
Please.
Yeah, this was my last one actually. It's the last one that I liked. I didn't write my song for today, for this Friday, for Matt's group, but this was the last song for my songwriting group, where the title was Brand New Blue, and then there was a leftover title that nobody did. I think it was like the insurrection week or something, and so there was the title was The Next Room, and so there was a bonus round, or if you could get both phrases in one song, you won a puppy. Just an imaginary puppy, but you still want it.
Nice.
So yeah, this is my imaginary puppy song. Here, I'm gonna hide you and mute you because I love you.
I love you.
Okay. Wait, I need a lyric. Brand new blue, same old scene. One more day, one less dream. Time just slips away. It could be sun, could be rain. Go outside, nothing's changed. Words won't do it justice, 'cause everything's been said. Bed by 9, wake by 5, 4 white walls for one small life. The little things that matter, the dull edge of the night. Maybe something's waiting in the next room. Maybe something's changing, but probably not soon. Probably not soon. Brand new blue, one more round. Stand and sway on shifting ground. I'll see you when it's over, if we're both still around. Maybe something's waiting in the next room. Maybe something's waiting. Maybe something's waiting in the next room. Maybe something's waiting, but probably not soon. Probably not soon.
I love that. That's awesome. Are you going to record that? Will that go
Thank
on
you.
your potentially go on your new record?
New album? Yeah, I have a folder actually. Songs for Matt. I think might be my next record.
I love that.
It's just like all the songs that I wrote from the group. I've
What
been
is this?
dry. Been
Matt
so
who?
dry this year. Matt
What
the
is?
electrician?
Oh, amazing. So he has his little songwriting group, and y'all were challenging each other to write a song a week?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love
You want to
that.
join?
Oh, God. Let me
We
talk to
got
you about it later.
Natalia, Aaron McEwen,
Oh, really?
Devin Spruill.
Interesting. Do you are you writing? Are you like you do this? You got to bring a song that you wrote on your own, right?
It's just about being responsible, and there's been a whole lot of slack for this year. Like, I didn't write the song tonight. Basically, what happens is Matt has like a stack of books, and he opens them and he goes and looks at a phrase, and that's the title.
Okay.
And so it'll be like Brand New Blue. And the only rule, it doesn't need to be the chorus. Use the words brand new blue in
In the
order at
song.
some point in your song. And people come up with wildly different, amazing songs. And every week it's just like this beautiful surprise to see what everybody comes up with. I've been so slack. Most people have been super slack the last year. In old
Yeah.
times, he'd have a round that was like, okay, this is a mandatory round. Like, if you don't write a song, you're out of the group. You got to
Right.
beg me to get back. But I've been in and out of it for 8 years, and I've written so many songs from these titles. And it's like, if I don't know what to write about and I have the title in front of me, the title will so often like just let me write about the thing I need to write about. And
Yeah.
um,
I did
it, it
do. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, no.
I was gonna say. I did do a songwriting round at one point when I was living in New York for a stint, and it was fun. I wrote a couple of fun songs. I got nervous. Like I felt like pressure a little bit because I really was nervous that that with the pressure of having to show up that I might not be able to do anything. But that's silly because I show up to a million co-writes and I participate in that. I can show up and get it up for that stuff. So it's like I know I can do it on my own. But I'm like you. I mean, we talked about this. I've been dry too, like just on my own. Like writing songs by myself is
Mm-hmm.
not a thing right now. It's just not a thing. I know it'll be a thing again, but right now it's not a thing.
Yeah.
So that actually might be maybe that'll like light a fire a little bit and get me like disciplining myself to get alone and not be afraid.
It's great to have like a community of people. Like, some weeks I listen to all the others. Some weeks I don't listen to anything. Um, but to see what everybody does, and some of it's like, voice memo into a phone, and it's 30 seconds long, and it's just like ditties. It doesn't matter. It's like, if
Right.
you can doesn't have to be good, and there's no criticism, so nobody's like writing somebody going, well, you really should have finished it, write a bridge. Every once in a while somebody will send a message saying, I really like that one, and that's it. Like, so we don't criticize each other. There's
Right.
no, it's an opportunity to show up, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a it's a prompt, and it's an opportunity to show up. And it's been a really amazing, like, once again, I haven't done a great job of it, but it's not like people come back and go like, wow, Garrison, you really dropped the ball on that one.
No, I know. I know. I know.
um and once again, a lot of the people in it. I think you'd have fun.
Interesting. All right. Well,
You
maybe
want to
I'll try
join?
it. Yeah, well, maybe I'll try it. Let's talk about it after this.
Okay, we'll talk about it. You want to play a song?
Yeah, I'd love to play a song.
What you got?
Well, I thought if you were gonna play a sad song, if you're
That's all I
playing
got,
if you're
baby.
playing a sad song called "Brand New Blue," then I figure I'd play a. Well, it's not a sad song, but it's a song about being rejected by the evangelical Christian church, which I'm sure I'm not the only person in this group who's ever experienced such things. Seeing as how the evangelical Christian church has nothing to do with Jesus, it's not so surprising. Somebody asked me, for a split second, I thought it was Amy Ray from the Indigo Girls. Hey, Sean, for one thing, I look nothing like Amy Ray from the Indigo Girls, no offense, but my name is Garrison Starr. 2 R's in Garrison, 2 R's in Starr. Pass it along to your friend Mike, who keeps asking, even though someone already told him. All right, so this song is called "Don't Believe in
Don't
Me."
look at the no.
I can't
Don't
help
look at
it.
the.
It's just like there's 5 million things being said, and some of them are kind of rude towards me,
Well,
and so I'm just gonna have to call it if I.
are they?
Not
I'm
really.
so glad I don't have my glasses on.
Not
If it's
really.
bugging you, just on
not.
the side of your screen, push
It's
cap.
not.
There
It's
should be
not.
a thing. You can get it out of your
It's
screen.
all good. I just got a gay flag with somebody waving. I love that. Thank you, Lauren. Somebody requested superhero. Screw whatever song I was gonna play. I'm playing this now.
You are a superhero.
By the way, a guy named John Scott, was on here a second ago, and he said he saw me playing Newbies in 1998. And I just wanted to say, dude, shout out.
That's old school.
Yeah, shout out. I mean, that is so old school. All right, so this song is called Superhero. It's already scrolled away, so I don't know who requested, but here you go. Here you go, girl. I'm going to play it like the rock and roll way, too. I'm going to play bar chords for you. Thanks for requesting. All right. Fresh off the presses from 1996. We are 10 years old. We are holding our breath underwater. Our eardrums are bursting from pressure. We can't touch the bottom. So won't you come away with me? Yeah, 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 we are flying high above the carpet on our feet. And we are airplanes today. We can do anything, we can do anything. 'Cause I don't ever wanna leave the stage. Yeah, I am a superhero. Oh, these days I don't ever wanna leave my age. Yeah, yeah, I am a superhero these days. Baby, where am I gonna go? There must be a place for me, I know. Try and try as I may, and I can't make sense of the word I say. Oh, 'cause I don't ever wanna leave the stage. Yeah, I am a superhero. Oh, these days I don't ever wanna leave my age. Yeah, I am a superhero these days. So touch my cape, I'll take you. Touch my cape, I'll take you. Oh, come on, touch my cape. Yeah, I'll take you. Yeah, oh, come on, touch my cape. We're gonna make a whole new world. 'Cause I don't ever wanna leave the stage. Yeah, I am a superhero. Oh, these days I don't is. The one and only hit song I've ever had.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I like that song. Oh, the 90s.
Oh, the 90s. Man, I gotta say, there was one show that I remember, and it's when Stefan Jenkins from Third Eye Blind, that band, they were huge at the time, and we were playing the same festival, and two things. One, an amazing thing happened where I was singing Superhero, and the crowd was singing along, and there was a person who was hearing impaired in the front, and she was signing, like, to me, and it brought tears to my eyes. It was just amazing. And then someone came over in a golf cart after I got off stage and was like, Stefan Jenkins would like to meet you. And it was really funny because he had sequestered his whole band like in this one room of the trailer, and he had the whole back room to himself. It was all laid out on the couch and was like, hello, I really liked your set. I was like, wow, okay. Nice
He is
you.
renowned as being a very modest and friendly person.
Anyway, thanks for that request.
No, wait, I want to hear. There's more? Tell me what's happening.
Want to cover. He said he was making a record for Billy Idol at the time, and he wanted. I can't remember what song it was. It's some song off like a really old record that he wanted to pitch to Billy Idol, and I was like, absolutely not. I was just like, absolutely not. I mean, at the time, I was, I just
too cool.
Do it. No.
I totally would love to have a song covered by Billy Idol. That would be amazing.
At the time, I was like, no thanks. But
I gotta stop doing. I'm noticing whenever I do these things, I hate having a camera in front of me, and I have it in front of me all the time now.
And you're looking at yourself.
Well, I just noticed when I'm talking to other people, I've been going into this kind of cold mode, which looks like I'm like trying to make my guns look big.
But I mean, why wouldn't you flex those guns?
I don't have guns. I just keep looking at I like kind of instinctively, my arms go like this over the guitar, and then I'm like, oh God.
I think it looks great. I don't think anyone thinks anything about it.
I'm just saying I'm awkward. I love that song. I love hearing that song.
Oh, thanks. That was really nice for someone to request that.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna play I'll just play an old. I'll play All I Want or something.
Oh yeah,
why not
come
play
on.
something? Let's play something old for the kids.
We
so
all
they're
love
happy.
that song,
Yep. That's a feel good 90s kind of vibe.
Yes.
Here. Oh, my pots need cleaning. Okay. Do you want to be in the little thing, or do you want to be able to like pick your nose while I play and be off screen?
I like to be in the mix.
You like being in the mix?
Yeah,
Okay,
I like being
I'll
in
do
the
that.
mix. I'm being in the mix.
I'm going to keep you in the mix. How do I mute? There, I mute you. All right. Nothing so loud as hearing when we lie. Truth is not kind. You said neither am I. The air outside so song, saying everything. All I want is to feel this way, be this close, feel the same. All I want is to feel this way. The evening speaks, feel it say. Nothing so cold as closing the heart, and all we need is to free the soul. We wouldn't be that brave, I know. The air outside so soft, confessing everything. Be this close, feel the same. All I want is to feel this way. Evening speaks, feel it say.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. That was fun.
I love it. I love it
Yeah,
so much.
thank you. Oh, one thing I want to ask the people on Facebook. Um, so we're here tonight for the San Antonio Food Bank. I have not said that yet. San Antonio Food Bank is the beneficiary tonight. San Antonio has just had the shit kicked out of it. So people need help there. And so just yeah, are the donation buttons on Facebook working? Because they were before. I went back into the show thing and I changed the text to tell people that Garrison will be here, and I want to make sure uh, that those donation buttons are actually functional on Facebook. If they are not functional on Facebook, there's no donate button. Damn
Yeah,
it!
I saw somebody say that. Yeah, I saw a few people say that
Crap.
earlier, actually.
Okay, if you go and any small amount is great, but if you go to safoodbank.org and you know $2, $5, $5,000, whatever you want to give is all helpful. Safoodbank.org, and it's on the show description as well. I'm sorry about that. I changed the text, and you can't always tell what's going on Facebook. I had the donation buttons there. So I'm really sorry about that. So I really like having the donation buttons because it makes it so easy to donate. But if you want to open up another window in your browser, and it's just a couple bucks, man, anything you can throw in there would be awesome. And yeah, and thank you for that. And cool. I'm sorry about that. You see the donate button. That is good.
Oh,
That is good.
Catherine.
So maybe it's on like my page, but not Toad page. It's hard to tell.
Are you on the Toad page right now?
I'm just seeing the feed from everything. I can't tell what's what.
I got you. I got you.
It's all a mess. It's a slurry of text.
I love it.
God, I love the word slurry.
Slurry's good. That was a good usage. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good vocabulary word, Glenn.
Do you know about imaginal cells?
No, I do not. But I want
Okay,
you to tell
so
me.
recently, I got to show you these pictures. There's this, like, I was going, visiting my mom recently. I don't take a lot of pictures these days because I don't get out much. This is my hike from the morning. Here, wait. I went up to Tangerine. You gotta come visit me, man.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna do it. Jody Lee Haddon says cornstarch slurry.
Cornstarch slurry. The slurry I'm thinking of is more. Wait,
Oh,
they're gonna show up real soon. I was thinking about imaginal cells and monarch butterflies, and like I recently went. Why aren't they there? And saw these like absolutely amazing. I'm not finding them. Whatever. Uh, all these monarch chrysalises.
oh wow.
There's beautiful, like kind of a jeweled. It's this iridescent green with Why? What is up with my photos, man? Anyway, right, recents. There we go. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna show it to you. Um, that's one that's illuminated by the sun there. It doesn't look good enough on this. It's like,
But I still don't understand.
oh.
Oh,
But the
wow.
imaginal
Oh, wow.
cells.
Okay.
Here's what I'll tell you about. So that's a monarch butterfly in the chrysalis, and
Oh, wow.
the thing is, the caterpillar goes and builds the chrysalis, and then the entire body, except for like there's a few hard structures around the antenna and stuff
Yeah.
that stay solid. Everything else, it's kind of like an imaginal cell is like a stem cell. So the caterpillar literally dissolves into a slurry of imaginal cells. Everything goes back into this pure potential mode, and it's slush, it's liquefied. So it's not like that the metamorphosis process for a butterfly is it goes in there and it kind of awkwardly goes and changes. It just goes, it completely falls apart.
And then comes back together again as a totally
And
different thing.
becomes goop. And then the imaginal cells reform themselves into the structure of the butterfly. It's like it's such a miraculous, crazy process. But I love the phrase imaginal cells.
That's pretty awesome.
They
It
can be
definitely
anything.
sounds deep.
Yeah.
It makes you sound super duper smart. Even though I know personally that you are super duper smart, if other people didn't know that, once you said imaginal cells, their ears would have perked up.
I just love the word imaginal.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a
Stem
good word.
cells. Stem cells are boring. Imaginal
Science.
cells are
Rebecca
ima-
McFall says Science Hour with Glenn Phillips. I like that.
science hour with Glenn Phillips and Diane Pater can fill in whatever I miss. Can you turn up your gain just a little bit? Do you have a
Me?
way of doing that? A little bit
Yeah,
more? You're still
absolutely.
quiet.
Am I? Okay, here. Tell me how this is. Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
More.
I don't hopefully
More.
it won't blow your face off.
No, it won't blow my face
Well,
off.
I've got this. I'm using this like I'm
Got a
using
strong face.
the UA 610B.
Okay.
And I have it at +10, and I just always feel like should it be at +10? Like really? Does it need to be at +10 gain?
Wait, what's it +10?
Well, because at the top it's like it's got the gain structure, so it's 0 +5 +10 -5 -10. So you can turn it all the way to the right, and it's basically the gain to the preamp is turned all the way up.
The preamp should not be. That's a line level signal.
What do you mean?
It should have. It should have +4, +10, and then a mic input and an instrument input.
Well,
What are your options there?
no, look. So it's the UA 610B, and it's like it says tube amplifier 610B, and then it just has -10, 5, 0, +5, +10, and so you turn that up accordingly, and then it has a level and an output. And I'm just thinking,
But that's
like,
not your mic input, is it?
well, I mean, I'm running through that preamp through my Apollo, so I'm running through the 610B like pre.
It doesn't have a straight, because you should be with that mic. You should be doing like.
You want me to try turning that off?
I'm not sure. It's well. I don't know how they're. I know they do the simulated things, but I would say for that mic, you should be running like 30 to 40 dB gain.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how, because I know they do this whole like impedance switching. Like,
Let me ask you this. Well, this is about the same. I just turned that off, and now I'm just running through the Apollo preamp into
yeah, it's
the
louder.
compressor. Is it? Well, maybe I don't know. WTF. Maureen says turn it up to 11. All right, Maureen.
Turn it up to 11. We'll figure it out another time. I'll do it. We didn't do a sound checky thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd love to ask you about that because now I'm confused. Now I feel confused about it because I feel like it shouldn't be turned up that loud. It doesn't need to be turned all the way up in order for it to just moderately be making sound. So maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Well, +4, +10, those sound to me like line level signals instead of mic level signals.
Interesting. Well, could be.
+10 is consumer line level. +4 is professional line level, and then
Interesting.
beyond that, if you're in a mic thing,
Okay. Well,
with the mic you're using, I'm gonna say 30 to 40
interesting.
dB. So like maybe try one of the knee. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
we'll talk about.
I don't know how
this.
the UAD stuff works. But,
Okay, Rebecca says we. Oh, the mono channel thing. I don't even know what that means. Why would it be? Oh, I'm mono.
You're mono. You're showing up, but I think you're only showing up in one ear as well.
Oh, well, why would that
If you click the little, if you click on the settings thing.
Oh yeah.
On Restream. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're figuring out. Next time we do this, folks, we're gonna sound check before, because we're gonna play two more. We're gonna play one more song each, and then.
What does it say? It says audio preferences. I do not have echo cancellation or noise suppression checked.
Do you have stereo audio?
I do.
Unclick that.
Oh. Why?
Yes.
Why is that a thing? What does that mean?
Stereo audio. So you're feeding it a mono signal, so it's only showing up in the right ear.
I know, but if you click stereo audio, why the hell does it not do what does that mean?
It's thinking that it's getting a stereo signal where you have a left and a right signal. You're sending a mono signal to it, and so it's putting it to one side.
Well,
you sound great. Want to play a song?
Well, shit. Somebody, sound is kind of important for music, so understandable. I don't know what that means. Anyway,
we just learned something.
Yeah, somebody requested Tough Girl a while back, so I'm gonna do this. If I needed you to hold me up, would you run to me, run to make it better? And if all the shine wears off, if I'm not enough, would you stay with me, say it doesn't matter? And oh, this world takes its toll, and if you have to cry, don't let it show. Whoa, I always had to be the tough girl, never let them in too much, girl. You better do it on your own, 'cause no one's gonna do it for you. Always had to be the strong one. I never really let my guard down. Ever since you came along, I've been thinking I was wrong. Maybe I don't have to be the tough girl. Ooh, yeah, the tough girl. When all my chips are down, would you call my bluff? Would you take the pain and put it on your shoulders? When everyone else would quit, would you be the one who won't? Because all you wanna do is change the way I always had to be the tough girl. You never let them in too much, girl. Better do it on your own. No one's gonna do it for you. Always had to be the strong one. Never really let my guard down. Ever since you came along, I've been thinking I was wrong. Maybe I don't have to be the tough girl. Ooh, hey, the tough girl. And oh, this world takes its toll, and if you have to cry, don't let it show. Always have to be the tough girl, never let them in too much, girl. You better do it on your own, 'cause no one's gonna do it for you. Always had to be the strong one. I never really let my guard down. Ever since you came along, I've been thinking I was wrong. Maybe I don't have to be. Maybe I don't have to be. Maybe I don't have to be the tough girl. Maybe I don't have to be the tough girl. Maybe I don't have to be the tough girl. Maybe I don't have to be the tough girl.
I love that song. Yay. I love you.
I love you,
Sharing
G.
your songs.
I
think I'm
love
gonna
you.
need to. I'm gonna need to tear it down after this one. So I'm gonna play one more. But
What are you gonna play? What are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play. I'm feeling. Don't need anything. Is what I'm feeling. But so good to hear that song. I
Dude,
just
thanks
love
a
your
lot.
songs. Love
Thank
your
you for
voice.
having me, my friend.
Yeah, let's do it again soon.
I'd love it.
Garrison and I have been talking about a podcast, talking shit So that way, if we get the podcast, then we can do these things and just play songs and not talk the whole time. That's the
Well, it's tough, dude. We like to talk, and we like to talk to each other. So
we do, we do, we do.
It's great.
It is not a problem. I'll say that. So yeah, I'll play this song, and then we'll talk a little more shit, and then we'll call it a night.
Sounds good.
SA Food Bank, San Antonio Food Bank. So if you are not seeing the donate button on on Facebook, please, if you have the ability to make it over there, if you have the means now, if you have a job right now, and have a little extra to give, it adds up. And we've been like doing little adding up every night here, and it's been pretty beautiful. So thank you guys for, once again, taking care of each other, and especially for taking care of other people while you're taking care of each other. It's been pretty awesome year with you guys, I gotta say, for all the stuff, for all the weird that's been happening, like this little corner, and so much of it's just been like showing up and watching you guys constantly like throw in and constantly find your generosity, and seeing you check in on each other and seeing you support other people. It's been really awesome. So yeah, thank you for that. And I know we got a lot of people from San Antonio and Texas here tonight. So for all of you, for all y'all, as they say in the places where they say it. Okay. Here we go. I got gardens growing, got quiet days, clothes on my back, food on my plate, and I got friends to help me if I call for them. Well, I don't need anything that I don't have. I got eyes to see this beautiful land, feet to take me where I want to stand. If there's work to be done, there's these two strong hands. Well, I don't need anything that I don't have. I don't need anything that I don't have. Some years the rains don't come, some years the floods clear the plains. But if those waters wash this town away, I would still have enough if she was with me. I've got a roof overhead, the stars if I choose, but I've no itch to fly. Got no need to move, and I got almost nothing, but I understand that I don't need anything that I don't have. I don't need anything that I don't have. I don't need anything. Whoopity whoop.
Man, that's one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
I love
I've been
that
having fun. Like the interface I'm using for this is this. I actually got it through Folk Alliance. There was a representative from TC there. She runs
cool.
a coffee shop now, and what is it called? It's not Java Mama. I'm trying to remember. God, I feel awful. In any event, but it's this like TC harmonizer pedal with all these crazy effects that most of them I don't use.
Yeah.
And here I'll show you in just a second. I'm gonna say one thing. Somebody posted in the notes asking if I did voiceover work. I've done it almost none, but I am SAG-AFTRA, and so if you happen to be hiring uh, for voiceover work, I definitely want it because it actually pays. It's not like I gotta say it pays way better than music. So if you have voiceover work,
Send it your
email
way.
me, glenn@glennphillips.com. I'm totally willing. But it does these things. There's an Imogen Heap setting, so I
Oh,
can
I
go.
love. Yeah. So it's like, what was the name of that band? Her
I
band.
got gardens growing, got quiet days, clothes on my back, food on my plate, and I got friends to help me if I call for them. Don't need anything that I don't have. Don't need anything that I don't have.
That's wonderful. How come you didn't play it? You should have pushed the pedal down on that. That's amazing.
Because it's ridiculous, but it's fun to fuck around with every once in a while.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah, like actually, like you play the chord on the guitar and it harmonizes, but it's fun.
That is fun.
It's goofy.
You
It's
gotta keep
so
it.
much
You gotta
better than
keep it
like actually
fresh.
working.
Gotta keep it fresh. Gotta keep it real.
Yeah, I'm trying to. And I can do funny accents too. I can do funny voices. So if you want me to know,
Yes. Frou
the
frou.
other,
Frou frou. Frou frou. Is it frou frou
Frou
or
Frou.
frou frou?
Oh, Frou Frou was her whole band.
Anna,
God,
yeah,
she's
yeah,
good.
Anna, that's right. I love that record too. I can remember, like, for the short stint that I lived in New York City, in Brooklyn, years ago, I listened to that cassette so much in my car. I kept my car, my '96 Honda Accord 5-speed. I refused to give it up, and I would drive around Brooklyn listening to Frou Frou. Just the 4 songs on there that I liked.
What was it? Headlock? No,
Dude, I'd have to look
there
at
was
some
this.
titles.
There was this one with this amazing sweeping. No, Headlock was later. That was Imogen Heap.
Okay, see, I don't I
There's
only
one
know
song
that
in
Frou
the
Frou
Frou
record
Frou
really.
thing that had this incredible like sweeping bass thing that was just killed me.
Oh man, yeah, she's really talented.
She's amazing. I just like she's just so in love with ideas and so in love. I've been thinking a lot about as a person who's a poor practicer, like I do the shows all the time and I go, and I write and in my practice is like more in my mind. Like I like turning over ideas, hopefully not about myself, but I like thinking about things and I've been just thinking a lot about practice recently and people who like that ability to lose yourself in something and gain capacity and gain ability and like that practice like the fruits of practice are really they're great, they're fine, they're interesting. I mean you can you end up being able to do something better, but I just feel like for people who are I know a few musicians who like practicing at least as much as they like performing, and some who like don't even perform, and like they would be great if they performed, but really, they're not even in the public eye. Like they play instruments in order to practice, and I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I remember speaking of Erin McKellen. I mean, there when she was, I was had that project Among the Oak and Ash with Josh Joplin. You know, she played bass with us. We went on the road, and she was talking at that time. She started practicing guitar. She was like, I just want to be a better guitar player. So she was her
Hmm.
thing at that time was doing scales. She was just doing all
Yeah.
these scales, and I remember thinking like, gosh, I'm envious of that. I'm really envious of that. And a vocal coach of mine, Jan Smith out of Atlanta, she's hilarious. She's as southern as they come, and she's just no nonsense. And she used to say, "Do you think Michael Jackson takes a day off? Do you think he takes a day off of practice? Do you think he takes one day off? No, he's conditioning every day." And I remember thinking, "Oh my God!" But now it's like I do take better care of my voice than I ever did before, and I do I've started doing that with my voice, so like trying to condition more and making sure I'm warming up and being mindful about the way I'm using it, so that when I'm performing, I'm not adding insult to injury. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's like, but anyway, to your point,
I got to do that at some point.
it's pretty great. I mean, it's pretty great. I do, anyway, to your point, I do have enjoyed like putting that extra
Yeah.
effort into myself care. It feels good, and then you feel better about yourself, and your body responds to that, and it's powerful. It's
Yeah, and
empowering.
pushing your own edge on it. For me, the thing with like vocal, actually getting some vocal training, because I sing all the time, but like, um, man, I, I just I hadn't talked to him in forever. We did the Houston show, and I mentioned like my friend Doug from King's X,
Oh wow,
and I hadn't talked to him in ages, and like somebody heard the podcast and like sent him an email, and so we ended up talking for a couple hours the other day, like catching up with Doug.
that's awesome.
He's in LA. He's been in LA for like 15 years now.
Really,
Yeah. If you ever want the best bass player in the world.
dude. I'm telling
God,
you, LA's a
he's
funky place.
amazing.
I love it. That's awesome.
But he's 70 now.
Wow.
And like still looks I mean the guy. But was talking to Doug Pinnick, and he's like was just talking about like recording vocals now, and like, yeah, noticing like all day in the studio, like I got to get it on the first few takes because it's more fragile. And that guy's
Interesting.
just like, oh God, he's a powerhouse singer. He's amazing.
Matthew
And
Skinner knows about this. He says Doug's amazing.
yeah, and you are right, Matthew. And Doug's a Texas guy, and so I mean,
Oh,
King's
cool.
X is out of Houston, and so um, he's such a phenomenal singer, and he's a shredder, man. And just hearing like, yeah, 70, it's like, and he still sounds amazing. He hasn't killed it, but he's just like noticing that it's like, oh, can't run as far as I used to,
Yeah. Yeah.
and thinking like he can still get it, but he can't get it for as long, right?
Yeah.
And just like thinking like, oh, 50 now, like should probably maybe some vocal lessons would be good actually.
I don't think
Hearing you
it's
talk about it too
I
and
mean, why would it ever
taking
be
care of
bad?
it.
It's never a bad thing, to
Mm-hmm.
just check in and see what you could improve upon. Especially like, I mean, my vocal coach here, Liz Lewis, she's amazing. She just says always be adjusting, be kind to yourself, because as you get older, it doesn't matter if you're 20 and now you're 30, or if you're 30 and 40 and so
Mm-hmm.
on. As you grow and as your body changes, it's like your voice changes too, and you have to like amend a few things. And I remember you telling me when I was so nervous about getting my throat surgery, which is funny to think about now because it was so not a big deal. It was and it wasn't. But when I talked to you about it, you were like, dude, you're going to be just fine. You may have to, sometimes you may have to play around with the keys, and, maybe
Uh-huh.
one
I
night you
went through
play
it
it
too. Yeah.
well, one night you played a half step down or whatever, and it's okay. And I remember that helped me out so much because
Yeah.
there's a psychological thing that happens when you get injuries. Like, have you seen the Tiger Woods documentary?
Most of it, not all of it.
Dude, I mean, just thinking about like how he won the
Talk about
Masters with a
practice.
broken leg bone.
Fuck.
He had a broken leg bone, and he pushed himself mentally. First of all, golf, because I play golf and it's such a mental game. It's all mental. You know what I mean?
But he
It's
made
all
it
mental.
athletic too. He took it all the way, like
Oh,
tune
dude.
every part of the body and
Oh
like
my god! But
took
just
it to
the mental strength that it took for him to push past that pain, to just compartmentalize that
yeah.
thing and put it over here and be like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is what we've trained for. I'm not giving up. I don't care. Like, it's insane. I mean, I mean, he is one of the greatest athletes of all time. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just his strength, you know, and his desire. I mean, it's inspiring.
Yeah. And at the same time, I'd like to have a little more ease and openness than he does.
Yeah, I suppose.
There's a cost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the weird thing. If it's like your only thing, and I think about that. I was talking to a friend recently who's like super productive and was asking him questions, and it was like, how do you get all of that done? And it's like, oh, sheer terror. And then on top of that, like, just trying to get some personal space from a family and like
Yeah.
going, it's like, and sometimes I think like, oh, I need to cut this off because I want to go downstairs and hug my girlfriend.
For
And
sure.
like, I just love sitting on the couch and hugging my girlfriend.
For
And
sure.
it's
And
really
I hear
sweet
that 100%.
to
And
just cuddle.
yeah.
And then there's also this part of like, man, I don't know. Like you know, even that idea of like, do you want to leave a legacy? Do you want to do something truly great? You're dust when you're gone. You know, like that idea of, you know, who will remember, well, I've contributed something. It's like, love the people you're with, hug your partner, like, tell them you love them whenever you can. Like, that's the important stuff. And if you do some great art along the way, awesome, bonus. But, you know, get enough to eat, love the people you're with, and like, enjoy it. It's the only one you get. And if you enjoy practicing, if you want to go deep, and once again, I know people who like their favorite thing. Frankly, my favorite thing is flow, right? My favorite thing
Being
is
in the
getting
flow.
good enough at something
Yep.
that I can disappear in it. And that there's something about that where it's like the point of practice is to approach that point repeatedly.
Well,
And then expand your opportunity for flow and how deep you can go when you're in flow.
100% agree with that. And that's what Liz would also say. Sorry. Liz would also say that's the point of taking the vocal lessons, so that in that moment, you know, in those moments when you're practicing in your lessons, you get so good at that stuff, so when you're playing and you're writing and all of that, you're not thinking about the theory and the technical side of it.
Well, and just being like, also, I would think just knowing your body well enough and being in tune enough that when you're on the road and you're dehydrated and you're tired and you still got to power through a show, you can do it without injuring yourself, right? And
100%.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing for me is it's more just like I go in terror, especially with Toad, not so much on solo tours, but with Toad, like I push, it's higher, it's more rock. And so I don't want to, Mike, you can always just not watch it.
Yeah, Mike, why don't you fuck off, dude? Seriously, nobody gives a
It's free. But no, for me, don't have to yell at him, Garrison.
No, he deserves it. You need to get gone, bro. Come back another day when Glenn.
No, but the internet is the place where you can jump into something that's completely optional and then complain that it's boring
right.
you.
And playing a free show for you, like 3 times a week, and all you can do is come on here and attack him. Go away. Yeah,
but that's what the internet is for. It's what the internet is for. Anyway, just saying, like, but it's that thing for me is like, how do I get through 5 shows a week on the road with Toad and actually make it good? And we're having internet issues now.
Oh, we are.
Yeah. Yeah, you're frozen on me. I think that's our sign.
Let's do it.
I love you, man.
I love you.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, dude. It's always
absolutely.
A pleasure.
Mwah.
Mwah. We'll talk soon.
All right. Take care. See y'all. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. San Antonio Food Bank, if you're able, if you want to tip us, our info is on the show description. Like, follow. Mike says you can fuck off. Mike.
Bye, Mike.
No.
Go troll somebody on another day.
Love you.
Love you, babe. Talk to
Bye,
you soon.
Garrison.
Bye.